Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township's YouTube channel. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the Township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have board members in attendance tonight, include Bruce Hess, my right, and Chris Cretan and Diane Tyson on my right. And we have Hank Hollingsworth, a board member, is not going to be here today. And we also have Ralph Hutchinson, Township Manager, and Charles Thomas, the Director of, I was going to say production. Yeah, the Director of Psychic. And of course, our note taker, Stephanie Liqua. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. The United States of America, and to the republic which stands under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Has everyone read the minutes of the meeting? Do you have a motion to approve? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Public comments? We have no one tuned in? Okay. All right, and nobody in the audience. Okay. Reports. Grounds, buildings, and trails. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Yes, that's right. We did not sure. Yeah. That's right. We did plan to do that. Okay, good. Grounds, buildings, and trails.
We're a little over a month away from opening the restrooms. Of course, the parks are open. Of course, our guys are up there getting the winter maintenance done. As you can see, you mentioned the trees getting trimmed back. We'll steam ahead soon.
The road to the garden plots up today.
I was going to bring that up in there.
When did the restrooms open?
All right.
When did they open?
April 1st, the restrooms will open. If the fat falls on a Saturday, we'll either do it.
Do you consider changing that at all with daylight savings time moved up? You know.
Much freezing weather.
Okay, because of that effect.
Yeah, all the water lines are drained and air pushed.
It's great.
Yeah, you just gotta watch the freeze and the thaw.
And I have to admit, April 1st is, there has to be a joke, but.
Well, they always, before I started, word I had was they watched the weather and decided then. I said, why don't we just put a spearhead date on it? And the other one is November 11th,
Yeah.
Veterans Day. Because they were like, well, people, but then you freeze and then you bring it line. So it's like, let's set 2 dates and stick to them.
That'll give me conservative.
Yeah.
Work John's out there.
Yeah. It's all that matters at this point. Okay. All right. Anything else? Nothing else? Yeah, I saw all that work. It looked like that looked like a big crew, or it looks like a lot of activity for that.
Everything going on. Get it while things are slow up there.
Yeah.
We can just, scrape all this stuff together and have a bonfire.
You can see me.
That'd be a big bonfire.
Big bonfire. A lot of stuff. No, they chip that up. Let them go.
Yep, we'll chip that up and use it as mulch around.
All right, good.
You do the big logs too, or you send them out?
Sometimes we'll bring it back here for staff to cut up for firewood. Anything that we can't use, we take it to a mulching company that to grind big stumps. Like we can take 18-inch diameter logs in our chipper. So anything bigger has to go to a.
Okay. So, do you want to launch into the director report?
Sure. So the first item there, I think everybody's aware, we had applied to the Fish and Boat Commission for grant funds for data given homework. We did get notice that we could do that program, 75,000.
Somewhere right there, yeah.
We haven't got official agreement and everything that we need for that, but looks like we're gonna get some money out of that. The only thing that they indicated they would not fund was paving the parking lot. So you could stone it in, but you can't use their money to pave it.
Is that for the canoe launch too?
No, just for the parking.
Just for the
lot.
walking area?
Walking trail we could pave,
Okay.
and the launch, whatever that design looks like, that's all good. That was really the main hook getting us into their program was the canoe kayak launch.
Okay.
But unless you had, I think they said you needed 20 spaces to accommodate boat trailers in order for them to pay for paving.
20?
20.
Wow.
We can see it at River Park or something. Over
He's bigger by far. Right. So the total cost of what we had planned in phase one was like $211,000. So we're still trying to fill a gap. So we are going to be applying for other grant monies to hopefully fill the rest of that gap and
Wow.
get phase one paid for. But we're 75,000 closer than we were before.
Is there an expiration date on it that you have to use it by a specific?
When the agreement comes, typically those agreements are 3 years.
Okay, fine.
I haven't seen the agreement yet, so if it's something less than that, then yeah, it might be. So
Like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are, number 2 there, we are looking at other grant options as well as foundation options. There are foundations.
So would you end up paving it some other way or
Yeah,
leave it?
I think we want it to be paved, because it does flood down there and that stone will wash out and give us a problem if it's not.
And
Oh, because it's in the parks, I mean, we wouldn't be paying for that with highway aid money. So we put that.
I'm just thinking, and it's like, what are they thinking? Well, okay, we can't pay for that, because, anyway, yeah.
I don't think that limitation will apply to these other grant programs that we're applying to.
Oh, okay.
So if we could get other grant funds and use those dollars for other things, like the paving, then we just can't use fish and boat money for the paving.
Do we have any idea what the plan then will be for that? Like, basically with these other applications and other grants, how soon?
As I said, I think it'll be a 3-year agreement. They'll give us 3 years.
No, but I meant like when we could actually start doing something, you guys think get the things done. Like, do we know when that would be?
We're trying to fill a funding gap between 75 and 211.
Okay.
So when we know we have the money,
Oh, okay. So waiting for
this 70. Yeah, but I think it's gonna say you have 3 years to spend the money.
okay.
So your max is when you get it, 3 years. Your minimum is if you get all.
But I just wondered when we can actually do the work.
Once we get more money.
Funds, we typically would be applying, I think the next one is in like an April submission date. We probably wouldn't find out about that until the fall. And
Okay.
then
That's what I was wondering about. So
fills the gap, then we have all the money, we can get
It'll
all
rock.
we need to do next year.
But you're likely to do something before the 75 runs out, whatever the end date of that is.
I would suspect we don't want to lose that money.
We'll have to go back and do it again.
We might have to scale back how much we're doing, but yeah.
It might end up being like a three-phase project.
This is what it is.
You don't want to lose that money.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I just trying to, you know me, I can't wait to get something going, so, okay. All right,
Years. I get it.
yeah. Yeah, forgive me my enthusiasm, so, okay.
It's then number three, the revisions to the park rules and regs ordinance should be adopted by the board on Monday of next week. And so that'll be in place and taken care of at that point in time.
Does that encompasses anything they decide that they want to do to park, the township wants to do, or is this mostly for what Lisa's doing now or for other events you want to bring in?
Well, it would be to facilitate the whole recreation program, in the parks. So it would, we would be able to waive some of the rules to accommodate those programs. But obviously be talking about those with the park board before we do that, but
Okay, I don't know if we were cut out of it completely here, will we hear some of the events or not, to be able to waive. Because, the park board won't be totally cut out of that. You just don't make this decision, say, we're doing this.
no, we want to have good communications all the way through, and make sure everybody's aware and on board with what's going on.
'Cause I know lots of stuff we're doing is actually outside too, but you kind of look past it, as long as it's not crazy, a lot of things like the people bringing in their alcohol and drinking and all this stuff and things, they didn't do that, but if you avoid it, sometimes it's get that. So we'll still be involved, okay?
Yeah, we expect to be communicating with the park board as we do now. Yoga is ongoing. That's done over at Fritz Elementary. Chair yoga is actually done in this week. Then the Exploring the Night Sky program, which was the telescopes out in Flory Park that last week.
This Wednesday,
Yeah. There's COVID once, I think, because of weather.
It was on
twice,
twice.
12, 15 people showed up.
Go ahead, you were there. So good.
Yeah, it was a nice group. Everyone seemed like they enjoyed it. They asked if we could do it again. It was cold. It was cold. They asked if we could do it in the summer when it's warmer. But yeah, I think if it was warmer out, people would have even stayed longer. But yeah, it was great. The gentleman who put the presentation on was wonderful. Yeah.
Telescopes were provided by the library. So there's no cost to the township for those.
We had people from York that came over. So it wasn't just township residents.
Is the reason they did it in the cold weather because the sky, I assume the sky's clear. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because the night sky's very clear right now.
There was I guess there were some planetary alignment things going on.
There was that they got to see.
Good program.
Yeah,
Future stuff, I guess, community garden, we were digging up.
Yeah, the plots were laid out and the guys I went by this afternoon, tilling all the dirt up, leaving a 3-foot wide path in between every one of them. I think Lisa told me she had 5 or 6 reserved so far.
I think I heard 6 plots had been reserved so far.
But I think once the weather changes, it's gonna fill up.
I think there's also a possibility that any that aren't claimed that we'll let the CDCs use those to grow some produce for their own program. But, yeah, I haven't been over to see how it looks. How does it look?
Pretty good. Dwight and somebody else were there working today. They're trying to clear out the pass between the plots now, you know. They went through it.
Wait, Matt, this afternoon, so.
This is early this morning, I think, David. Is that something we had? Is that a piece of equipment, the township?
No.
Bison did a really good job. I was surprised it wasn't muddy.
Yeah,
The ground mustn't be too terribly wet.
it's a lot of sun right there. With the grass cover, the frost didn't get too deep in that area.
I thought it'd be too muddy. It's like all.
Star Playroom. We've got an application put together to the state for the lunch food part of the program, so that we can feed the kids lunch while they're there, as well as be a site for others to come and get lunch if they want. So I think we put together the advertising for filling the positions for supervision, as well as students. We'll be setting out.
You know, if she has like a drop dead date of having registration so she can hire staff or.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
I think Adrian's gonna, you know, my daughter's in West Earl, and she is, you know, it's close enough, and she, a couple of things I want to talk to Lisa about, because it was very hard to find the information, you know, and I looked, and I knew what I was looking for. You know, on the township website, it was like all the way at the very, very, very bottom of the list of activities. On the school district website, you had to really, you know, hunt for it too.
Okay.
And I would suggest that if she might want to include the cost and the times on the paper. Like, it was very hard to find the cost, and you had to hunt like a lot to find that. And I knew what I was looking for.
Yeah, appreciate hearing that.
Yeah, so you know, and I can email her, get,
Okay.
you know, more specific of what I did. But I mean, there's some, I think, you know, especially when I had asked her a couple of weeks ago, and there were like 15 signed up, because I didn't know how close it was. It was close to when the registration for non-residents was opening up. So I was curious of how many were there, you know, how many spots were there. But I think, you know, if she has a drop dead date, so she has to hire staff, she'll have to make a push to make sure she gets those 40 spaces filled, you know, and make it. So I'll email some suggestions. I also would suggest that just if you can replace the YouTube box on the township website with the Park and Rec box. It might make it easier to find activities. Like, again, to try to look for Parks and Rec information, I had to look, you know, oh, do you look under departments? Do you look under community? Do you look, like, where do you start looking for that information? And if there's 6 boxes. It's public, it's emergency services, the police department, and then the last one is the YouTube channel thing. So I don't know if the YouTube thing can go somewhere else, then we could plug Parks and Rec in there to make it more visible on the actual website instead of hunting and pecking for everything.
How long ago were you?
Like last week.
I know they were making some changes to the website recently, so.
Okay, yeah, this was this week.
Yeah, I think the YouTube thing, you know, the supervisors really want that prominent for transparency purposes, but
Read another box or read
Yeah.
the box thing, you know, but it was very difficult to try, you know, and that's with somebody who knows what they were looking for. So I imagine somebody that doesn't, it's like, where do you start? And it was, you know, under departments, and then you had to click on, you had to make multiple clicks.
Okay. We'll look at that, try to improve that. I think the last I had talked with Lisa, which has been a couple of weeks ago, sounded to me like we weren't gonna have trouble getting to 40.
Yeah, I would hope not, but,
Yeah.
but even for the other information, to just make it easier to find, for everybody.
Okay. Egg hunt bunny planter. I think the same company that did the egg hunt last year, working with them again, it was a tow company. Alliance Towing. So working with them again, and then she wanted to sort of add on top of that for the people that come, you know, the opportunity to put together a small spring planter.
Is there a date for that?
Yes. I don't know.
Yes, there's a day.
So we're close to Easter.
Right now in Easter.
It's the second Saturday in April.
Okay.
I think it is the 12th.
Yeah,
I think it would be the 12th.
Something before Easter, week before Easter.
Yeah.
We're obviously poor substitutes for Lisa, but we can get you that information. Indoor seed planting, you know, for people that want to start seeds early. She's doing that at Lafayette Fire Company, I believe. Oak Nook was something that she was trying to work out with the library to hold events for youth, likely be in this room at different times that they come and read a book.
Like an after-school thing or a?
Yeah, well, it might be for even for preschoolers,
Oh, okay.
so during the daytime. On a budget, I know that was a program she put together, and had it, for, CD Seeds clients. I think that's coming up next week. Might be this, is it tomorrow? Okay. Okay, then, okay, there was one she was doing with the Seeds clients, and then there was another one she's gonna do just for the general, anybody who wanted to sign up. So that's coming as well. Well, she listed the only other thing I was gonna mention, which could be here or later, but the agreement with CD Baseball should be approved by the Board of Supervisors on Monday. So that'll be in place next week. I guess, again, I'm just.
Yep, there. We should have this.
Well, span program, the participation is last year, they want to do it again, this time in Florida Park. So we can cut them loose as long as you guys don't have any concerns or. Maybe to us, no, to promote reading and to promote.
Move our park.
That's, I think so. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Don't see any downside of it.
Look back there, it's like all the youth that participated, it looks like they put in 622 miles.
Yeah. They have to post, where do they have it in?
We'll work it out. Troy, last year, I think they set a 4x4 at his discretion, so it wasn't in the way.
Oh, okay, so it's just kind of like a temporary.
Trails and find clues, and then they take number 2 pencil or something and show that they were there, or put a sticker somewhere, and
Yeah, I would have thought I would have seen it, but I didn't.
The whole website that they dial into and claim that they were there, so it logs their miles for them, and
Geocaching your budget.
basically.
Last year down around the bell, there, I think you climb up the bell, I think it was right in that area, the post.
Is that where it was?
Oh,
It would have been, if you were, just right there. The tree, it wouldn't be either, but out there was more in the open, but I think it was down there around where the climbing thing, they ring the bell.
okay, yeah, I probably went by there like 30 times or 40 times. when I was there. Yeah,
50% of the people that used the registry came through there, so that was good. So
Yeah,
Glory
that's
Park gets
outstanding.
people don't know where Flory is.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think Steph mentioned to me that some people didn't realize Flory Park was out there. when they did the telescopes, the stargazing. They didn't even know that part was there. So, yeah, just,
Yeah, it's,
Being an underdeveloped
yeah.
park that we have there.
yeah, yeah.
I guess
Okay.
the other thing I'll mention, but I mentioned Flory Park, the trail project that's gonna go through Flory Park, should be all ready to go, probably out to bid in either May or June.
So the trail that goes to the backside of Walmart there. Or-
Right. It kind of parallels the property line there with Walmart and then turns and follows the property line with the apartment complex, goes out towards the entrance off of Greenland, goes out to Greenland and then up over to Oakview and part of the way up to Oakview, and then it'll be met by the,
Yeah,
that project.
very cool. So,
We're close to getting that under construction.
One thing I did have with baseball, the person that handles their insurance for liability, they're supposed to be getting me something this week yet. And they did have just the start of practice schedules. They won't get their game schedules until sometime. But, I get forward to everybody the email with the practice schedule if you're interested. Looks like Monday through Friday, 30 to 8. That's at Flory Park. And Lafayette's Monday through Friday, 5 to 8, Saturdays 9 to 12. Then they're using East Peter Park Monday through Thursday, 5:30 to 8. So if anybody wants the list of that to know, you get it to you. If not, try to get everybody a schedule so I can see it.
Using Lafayette at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's Monday through Friday, 5 to 8, and Saturdays 9 to 12.
Those are the older kids at Lafayette.
It's like what used to be Legion. I don't know what it is now. Legion died.
Okay. All right, nothing else?
Right, the underground buildings and trails, I apologize. We are meeting with a gentleman by the name of Steve, who's a professor at Stevens Tech. Monday. They have an engineering / construction. We're going to talk to them about grading and doing some storm sewer work. Not sure what this will be for Lafayette Park Pavilion. They have their construction equipment, their engineering stakeout. The kids are in there learning stuff, but not sure about the pavilion yet. We're looking at sometime possibly in June. School will be in, but we've got some sort of work to do there. We've got subgrading, pipe laying, so we're gonna meet with them on Monday morning to see if they'll be a good fit. Be help them and also help the township.
They do that for free. It's like when they did the community park. I mean, Hobson Road Park there. Hyde did that. I think all that, didn't they? I think
I did that.
with CTC to put the concession stand in at Flory way back when too.
Ball field is there. Community park. That was a hill. They come in and graded that whole thing out, blasted the rock out and everything.
Yeah, I think Clark put the Clark Pavilion in, of course. They did all that. We helped with some grading around it, but they paid for everything. But yeah, we'll see what comes out on money and how much is possible.
And development plan for the pavilion project will be approved by the board on Monday. So if we pass that hurdle, then we just need to get a building permit and we can go.
Oh,
Yeah, because
so exciting.
yeah, the pavilion itself, we're running through the CoStar's program. We don't have to bid it. And if we get free labor, we don't have to have.
Actually, a kid.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes straight. They said that. Because
We
I
have-
was saying it's going to straight.
Or the floor, and then, to put up the blocks for the bathroom. And, the pavilion itself is a kit. So,
Very cool.
That's all I have on this.
Yeah. That it? Okay. So any old,
I mentioned that, yeah, I think you've all been aware, we're looking at how to extend the Lancaster Heritage Pathway along Oak Grove out of Pitney. So that project is moving forward,
Oh,
and the planning aspect of it, not the construction, because we haven't planned it yet. We don't know exactly how it's gonna look, so, that's moving forward.
I don't see if anybody saw in the paper, not Strasburg Township this week, or Strasburg Township or Strasburg Borough, I forget which ones. They're going to form a parks board because they have people that want to volunteer to start that. I don't know exactly where all their parks are, but they have a place. They want to put a kayak launch into a stream. What stream that would be going through there, I don't know. If that'd be the one between Strasburg and Lampeter or whatever, but somewhere along the line, they want to put a kayak launch in and do different things, and they want to start. I'm not exactly sure where all their parks are in that township, but so they're looking into starting that. So might be something. Maybe as they go down the stream, might connect together sometime.
Yeah. I would suspect that, that would be somewhere along the Peckway.
Will be big enough to put a kayak in. Have to be one of them.
yeah.
One goes past Mill Stream below Ronks there, or if that's big enough to kayak in or not.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just as we've got 3 parks on Mill Creek, we've been focused on Mill Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
go about 5 miles and it takes you 20 miles of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's good news. That's good. Okay. So, yeah, that was all, any other new business?
One thing I'd like to mention, if you remember years past, usually the first weekend in June, there's Water Week. The Conservation District reached out to us, or the County Conservancy reached out, and they'd like to do something at Gibbons Park, since it's 5 years done now with all the grading and plantings and everything. They want to show people how everything's done. They also want to have, sounds rude, but a fish electrocution event. What they do is they did it prior to the project, and probably a year after the project is done, what it does, it stuns them as the fish come to the top. They can actually get them, measure, put back in. It's basically like tagging, and just to see how the environment. Exactly. Yeah. There's a project stuff. They do that. Sorry, data have waiting, but they want to limit to, I think, 20 people. They also reached out to the township if we wanted to put a display or anything with stormwater stuff. So we hope great on get people out. Hey, work sooner or later. Show stuff like that.
That's good, yeah.
They go in and rubber waivers. Stream, so don't put your hand in for shock in the street.
Yeah, they got a little link in the boot. One guy, and this about 3 years ago. So, and as soon as he pulled the trigger, he jumped. He was like, "Yeah, it's a little too close to that one." But yeah, they found some nice size bass in there.
Good.
Yeah.
Be a good time to keep your dog out of the stream.
Yeah.
But they put it in the evening. I know that. It's like 6 to 8 or something.
Okay.
Will they contain that? I mean, is it like between electrodes, or they don't know?
It has a geogrid. So if he pushes the button 10 feet outside radius, I think it kind of just stuns. They float up, and there's assistants there. They put them in a bucket, measure up
Back to
report.
Does it bother like turtles, or I'm just curious here. This is.
anything that students used to do a lot of work with Matt Copper.
We helped in there. I took the whole first department down there. We walked the stream with them, and pretty interesting.
Yeah. Might have to sell tickets to that. That'd be fun.
As we said, they're going to limit it to 20. Basically, it's part of the meeting where they have to follow up with DEP to say, here's what we did 5 years ago, here we were 2 years ago, 5 years, this is the progress, how to clean the street. Or the money they receive for it.
Yeah, okay. Good, good.
The parking situation over there with the, under the bridge and all, is that getting? It's too soon to tell because of the weather, you know, is it something that's?
I don't drive that way a lot myself, but I haven't heard complaints about parking in that area. And I don't know if it has to do with, since we've provided parking off of Old Philadelphia Pike now, or I don't know, if it's just seasonal.
Yeah.
I know the answer.
Yeah, people.
I've stopped before, but I haven't seen any cars. I go over that really good bit. I haven't seen anybody parking there. It's pretty clearly marked. It'd be pretty, well, people are pretty arrogant.
Yeah, I used to receive phone calls from people there, and I
Good.
on the mark.
In springtime, it's like,
Yeah. Right now.
I go that way a lot and haven't seen anything either but it may be just winter. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, it's pretty cold to be out there.
There has been some activity in the parking area that we did provide. So we do see cars in there
Oh, good.
from time to time, so.
Put slope blocks on top of the dam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a good solution for that one.
By Joel Bear House, I don't know, Joel's place was one of those chicken farms that got contaminated or not with the bacteria, but I didn't see any signs. I don't know if they marked those farms or not, where they had the chicken outbreaks with the back, you know.
I think they just quarantine them and kill them. I don't think they advertise it.
Drive by and listen.
Smell.
We could put some electrified fence across the dam, maybe that would.
Slope blocks will take care of it.
That's gonna back up water.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe we could just leave the thing in the water.
that's what I was thinking, yeah.
That's why.
All right, so that was new business, any other new business? And no public comment? All right. Do I hear a motion to approve, to adjourn?
Makes a motion, we adjourn.